Okay, so Lich
remaining.
taken now as well as the Abba. Ooh, man. So Frost Shield
5
on Ember
seconds
Spirit.
remaining.
Any
Hmm.
purge looks really good for TNC.
They already got the Abaddon, so I don't think you could really like shoehorn an Enchantress into this draft. So I don't really think
Yeah.
that's much of a possibility. Oracle is not banned, which is surprising.
Mm-hmm. It
I would
seems
be
a
okay
little
with
bit.
an Oracle.
It seems a little bit weird with the coddle, but it's just so good against those that maybe it's worth going for.
He doesn't necessarily need to like lane. Like you can do like a 4-position coddle. I think that's not bad.
Ooh,
Shaker.
or just drop it on him.
Uh,
This year's been making a bit of a comeback in Southeast Asia at the very least. There were a
okay.
couple of
What
games where he looked really good.
doing what? What position?
Being there for Morphling to cast Replicate on him.
Ah, that explains a lot.
Yeah. There were a couple games where he was also there as like position 4 or whatever, and it was okay. So yeah, it's
5
interesting.
seconds remaining.
They can go for a Morphling. I'd be okay with it. There isn't really too much to be concerned about from Boom, as long as no, I'd be okay with that. If they think they can get away with it, last pick.
I would imagine it's going to be banned at this point by Boom. It feels like it's just so. I mean, it fits the draft, right? Like you've got a
Yeah.
couple things to cover it. You've got Abba, Shield. You've got Coddle, Ulti. Now, the big question is, do Boom want to take it themselves? That could be pretty
Yeah.
cool.
They might be mulling that over.
I wouldn't mind that at all.
Yeah, I think they're fine banning it out though, because it's pretty telegraphed, and I don't really see much else that they need to be concerned about from the one position. And why else would you pick a shaker,
Right.
especially when there is not really like there's no flex potential. There's no like threat of it being a 3-position shaker. I think it's pretty obvious that it's going to be a 4. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I'm just thinking that like if they wanted to, they could have done something like that, and then they'd have Morph Shaker for themselves. Slark is taken though, something that also we haven't seen a ton of, but looks pretty cool with the Lich. I think. But,
Yeah, Lich, Grimstroke. I've been seeing it with a fair amount.
mhm.
Now you got 2 melee cores
10
though.
seconds remaining.
So Abaddon's not. I mean, Abaddon's going to feel fine laning against Slark. Granted, Slark deals with it okay because Dark Pact is a good way of mitigating the curse, but still, you're a melee hero laning against probably an Orb of Venom picker with Abaddon. We'll have to see what he goes for, but it's not fun laning against that as any melee hero, even with Essence Shift.
I kind of wonder if it'd be cool to take something like a Lesh or something like that on TNC for safe lane. You'd have like a nice way to try and burn through the Slark. You get some
5
tower
seconds
taking potential
remaining.
a little bit. I don't know. It wouldn't have to be.
I don't necessarily know about Leshrac, but I like the idea of ground targeted damage. I think that's a good direction to go into. I don't think
They ban out the Wraith Kings. They're letting them morph through.
Why would anyone pick a Wraith King into Slark? It seems bad. Is that a counter? I think it's the other way around, isn't it?
I guess that maybe they're gonna take like some. I mean, yeah, usually you have it for like the ulti or something else like that.
Yeah.
I mean, Wraith King has just been like, a pretty big carry recently in general.
Yeah.
I guess you don't want to roar Wraith King though. Just the only thing really. It's a weird one, but whatever. It's fine. I'm fine with that.
These are weird drafts. They started out so normal, and then they've gone in strange directions. Because even the Slark, so they banned out the Wraith King.
10 seconds remaining.
Don't think you could really go for something like a Pugna right now.
5 seconds remaining.
OD is available, but you generally want to send it mid.
Just go morph. Just do morph.
I think morph is fine. But it feels like Boom are like baiting the morph. But
yeah,
I don't see anything to be afraid of if you're TNC.
I'm with you. I think that it could be a little bit scary if you're like overextending or whatever, and you always could play on the edge and go too far. They're gonna go Bristle though. Why? But why? Play fast.
I don't know. I mean, it's cute with Coddle because I mean you rack up a lot of damage very quickly, and Bristleback can basically, he's always online, never really has to like be sucking down clarities or anything like that. But again, like it's another hero who I feel like Slark does okay against. I feel like Slark is cool doing hit and run tactics. Sure, he can't kill a Bristleback under the span of probably like one Shadow Dance, but he'll still steal a bunch of stats and then retreat and then come back in, because TNC don't have like the best ways of keeping a Slark in the fight. They have Shaker and they have Will-O-Wisp, and that's really the only sources of disable.
I think though that there is something to be said for like the early push down towers, group around Gabby, and just make plays type of Dota. And I think when you just had a loss that's like as disappointing as that last one, that style, I can understand the temptation to run that type of draft. I'm like you, I have some reservations about it, like the laning stage, how well is it going to do? But I'm kind of wondering if they just like, do you think the TNC run, you know, switch it up and that's the wrong button. Sorry guys. Do you think that TNC run Gabby top, or like just put him in the off lane, so that way like Kato has access to the stacks?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, they could use him just specifically to bully the Slark a lot. But even then, like I don't know. Yeah, that would justify it a little bit more for me. We'll see where Gabby goes. Yeah, he's heading bot.
Okay. Let's see.
And then I guess it will be a Baden laning against a Beastmaster. 1v1.
That seems likely, yeah.
Which I kind of favor Beastmaster. Any lane matchup versus Beastmaster, the first thing I look at is, can you kill the boar? And in a 1v1 setup with a hero who really doesn't want to be maxing his nuke, I don't think Abaddon can easily kill the boar, so it's not going to be a great lane for him. But now Bristleback's moving back up top. And I think Bristleback can deal with the Beastmaster boar, but I think Boomer just going to play musical lanes with it.
Yeah. They do see this, though, this hawk up on the high ground, so Gabby is going to take the long roundabout route to make sure that they don't find him there. And Tim's actually in a position to like try and go for a fissure block off or something here.
Yeah, I think he's going to try to block the Radiant Wave.
You could do that, yeah. But we'll have to see. 10 seconds till these bounty runes spawn, and it looks like it's going to be a trade-off of 2 apiece, as Gabby is going to head off towards that top side of the map like we were talking about. We'll see how well he does.
I'm guessing he's just going to follow the Beastmaster around, and that's why they picked the Bristleback, is just because any of the other heroes that they could have selected would not have really been able to deal with the Bristleback, and none of the supports can kill the boar either. Coddle can't do it. Shaker can't do it, so might as well just get a carry who's kind of self-sufficient. Yeah, and Tim's does block the Radiant Wave, so that means Dream is still going to have to... Not even going to be able to... Oh, he has to pounce to get to the wave, and he's going to miss at least one last hit.
God, I love this. This is nice. And he makes sure that KP is here to make sure that he's not able to get a free, like, last hit at any point.
You got one.
Got one.
Could have been worse.
Sure enough. All right, so far so good down there. Mid lane, this will be an interesting one to watch because, you know, if we remember last time, Makoto kind of gave Armel the business. We'll see if he's able to do it again, or if he's going to be able to have a better time on this TA than
maybe that's what it is. Maybe TA is just superior.
Maybe. Although he got that denial, a little bit of an outplay there. You know, keeping it close to the vest.
Oh, Dream still hits level 2. On the bottom lane, they were okay. I mean, so they fed their first creep wave into the tower, but he got all the experience, and then he hits level 2 because he was also solo getting all the experience. Lich doesn't show up until later, and as a result, he gets Leash, he gets Essence Shift, and Lich with the Frost Blast is enough to kill off an Abaddon.
That's nice. I love that March picked himself Kato and was like, Febby, what the heck? Get out of here. I'm not sure what it was that was causing that. I'm sure it's fine, though.
No, I like your interpretation the best.
Yeah. No, it's not the type of guy he is. He's very soft-spoken. He's probably having a nice little talk with him about it. Oh. Kodo, careful there, my man. Still getting a lot of that XP as there hasn't been too many denies in that lane yet for either side. We'll keep our eyes on this if KP ends up getting leashed again. That frost shield.
Blood, yeah, that first blood was not good because it's gonna get harder and harder.
Ooh, barely able to get out of that one. But yeah, this Orb of Venom on Slark, it's really hard to deal with. And
yeah, I was expecting the Baden to get it and then just start challenging head to head, but they did this weird creep block thing, and now KP has like a stick, and Gabby actually dies in the top lane.
Yeah, nice play there by Hyde to get the snowball chase down after the blinding light, pulls FBZ in with them, and they managed to take down that bristleback. Not the tankiest hero in the world in the early goings, at least. So far, so good. Boom ID continuing the momentum from game number 1 and looking good in this game number 2.
Yeah, seems like they're on comfort all around. Really, the only thing is I'm waiting for the mid lane to shift one way or the other, but so far it's just neck and neck. Yeah, this is really close.
I mean, you do take a look at like the net worth even. Like normally that's one way you could see it, but they're within 220 gold of each other right here. Yep. It's really, really close. Kezcute going to be forced back for a second by KP there as they pull the wave back behind the tower most likely. Dreamocell is not going to opt to pull his wave back behind the tier 1. Instead, is going to try and maybe go for a push here, it looks like, or something. While Hyde is thinking about rotating towards the mid lane here.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that he didn't try to intercept his own creep wave. Instead of opting to last under the tower. And now mid, Armel.
Oh, Armel. He knows his limits real well. Hyde pops the stick charges and is going to be able to get the walk away. No fissure right now to break the salve, so Hyde looking fine and dandy. So he just gets himself on out of there. Does decide to trade hits now. I don't know what Hyde's planning right now. Oh, okay, maybe a tag team? Fissure trying to make this work. March shows up. Tim's Enchant Totem. Didn't have any points in the Aftershock.
Shaker had boots, so maybe he was just concerned that Shaker was going to catch up to him anyway, so might as well just try to challenge him in an area where Mikoto could turn it in case they get really, really low HP, but yeah, he just TP's out.
That kind of gives you the high ground for a little while here as the Tusk is going to move back to try and secure the bounty rune. So too will Tim's. This should be... Ooh. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, he gets over there. Nice. And that's going to keep Tim's away. He's not going to be able to get the bounty rune over there. So Boom going to get 3. TNC just 1 of the bounties.
And Dreamocell is just... I mean, I thought that this lane was going to be way harder for a Slark, but based off of the early kill advantage, because Lich doesn't even need to support him anymore. Right. Slark is totally self-sufficient now, almost going to hit level 6 in just like 2 more waves. And at that point, Abaddon, like, he cannot get anywhere near this.
Dude, and Makoto just outplaying Armella a little bit here, you know? Hits level 6 before him. This was the same matchup that they had just last game.
Other way around, though. Mikoto is just the superior laner, it seems.
Yeah, we'll see how it ends up working as we get into the mid game for Armel. I mean, he's always, to me, been a stronger, like... Oh, they see that there's a ward up high ground. And gonna snowball over to the creeps. Gets the D ward. Shard's gonna try and get denied by the creeps, but it won't happen. Armel has always seemed stronger to me in, like, the mid game than he has in terms of his laning. Not that his laning is bad, but that's not the strongest part of his play.
I can agree with that.
Not to take anything away from Makoto, obviously, who's playing really, really good Ember right now.
Dire's middle tower is under Radiant are scanning.
But we will have to see where we go from here. Tim's? Makoto?
Dire's structures are fortified.
They're getting some good damage onto this tower here.
Yeah,
and
Lich is here also. He wants to see what this Templar Assassin's farming up. He may die, though, because Flame Guard... Yeah, it's already half duration down, and so that's not really going to scare off a Templar Assassin, so needs to be kind of careful if he places this ward and Armel spots him.
Yeah. Oh, it'll be real scary for Kezcute. He can get caught super easy. We haven't talked a whole heck of a lot about Gabby so far. No boots, just the Soul Ring, Buckler, and as far as stacks go, like, this is a hero that's not really going to be taking them that much because Armel is going to be. So he kind of needs to find them in the Radiant jungle, it feels like, if they want to have a shot.
Yeah, either that or he's just not going to worry about farming. And the strategy, as we were originally hoping for, is that they'll just start knocking towers down.
Yeah.
It's just I think that a bristleback who is not heavily farmed against a Slark is just going to be a giant essence shift dummy, and that's all it's going to be, because like I said, they have no way of keeping a Slark in a fight.
Mm-hmm.
They can kind of initiate on a Slark with like a fissure and then maybe blink from the Templar Assassin into a Will-O-Wisp. But if Boom start the fight, which they're probably going to be starting most fights with their Ember Spirit or their Beastmaster or their Tusk, then Dreamcell has the luxury of just popping into the fight whenever he feels like it. So I think this Bristleback does need to focus on his farm, but like you said, Templar Assassin's going to be sucking up most of the stacks in the jungle.
This is a little bit concerning. March disconnected after sitting out the first game.
Uh-oh.
Febby
DDoSing March? Wow, Febby, I can't believe you would do such a thing.
Let me check real quickly if he's is he even online right now? It doesn't look like it, so I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully he gets back here. But that is a really unfortunate thing for him to just be gone. Damn, can you imagine? Oh god, that would suck so much for TNC. Hopefully he can get back in time. But it does look like maybe there's some type of connection issue and they're saying, all right, let's just give it a shot.
What kind of admin is Dougie? Does he come from the school of Blaze, where you play it by the book?
I mean, there is a particular way that games are modded nowadays. I think almost ubiquitously. So
okay, then
I have a feeling that's what it's going to be like.
It's been a long time coming for admins to grow a spine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can understand it. I understand. No. You don't understand it.
I don't understand it. You have plausible deniability. You get to be the bad guy, and there's no repercussions because you're like, I'm just following the rules, dog.
But
instead of just like, oh, does this team want to give this team more time? You know, it's up to you guys. And you want to look like the asshole here? No, I have a rule book. It specifically says.
All right, he's restarting his PC. He's going to be back in a second. I agree with you. In theory, in spirit, I completely agree that it is, that's the way that it should be done. But I think you also need to look at like the spirit, or not the spirit of the rules, but what's the right? You need to take everything into context, right? Like, who are these admins that are coming in oftentimes? Previously, in the past, it's been like, oh, you want to volunteer and do an admin job? You're a fan of Dota, maybe you're like a 17-year-old kid that wants to get into Dota and you love all of these players, they're your idols, and you're like, oh, my favorite player of all time, you are going to be kicked out of the game now. I think that's why.
But you gotta think long term here. Do admins ever get shit for following the rules? No, admins only get shit when they don't follow the rules. That's when Reddit gets up in arms. No player is gonna be like, dude, you remember that time that you gave me another minute to reconnect? Go have a signature of mine. I really appreciate that. That has never happened.
I completely agree. And I think that, but I think it's just, my point with it is that there have been times where like admins have been getting like, quote unquote angry threats online, things like that happen. It's true. It's a thankless job, and at least I can understand where they're coming from at the moment. And I think that there's been like a big move across all of the organizations to make sure that like adminning is top tier and people are making the right decisions.
Dude, especially right now, if you want to break into it, there are going to be so many games in the upcoming DPC season between tier 1 and tier 2, and Valve, they're all Valve official, so you need to have like top tier admins. So now's the time. Everyone's gotta break into the industry somehow.
Totally. Well, we had a nice little chat about it. I guess all of that is to say that I think that BTS has been doing a good job of making sure that the admins that they're using are on top of the ball. But we will see how it goes as, well, they get the shards here onto Gabby. I mean, they just have no damage, though. They just don't have anything.
Yeah, there's so many cool. Oh my, he's blocked in with the creep.
Roar. He decides he wants to punch him.
Attacking him from the back.
Dude, oh my god. Gabby just like almost triple killed. That was insane.
Kazkid was like, guys, I'm helping. And Tusk is like, great, thank you for the other 2 free quill sprays on him.
Yeah. Oh, look at at that. My man's got an arcane ring.
He is. This is an excessive amount of mana for a guy who has a coddle on his team.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he just picked it up. He's going to give it to somebody else, surely. Maybe he gives it to the coddle. That's the play.
Big plays.
He wants the faded brooch. That's
Yeah,
nice.
he wants the brooch.
Dire's middle tower
I like that
is
one.
under attack.
Okay, so 7.5 minutes in. Taking a look at the net worth. Gabby is actually top of the net worth right now, 62. Oh, no. Oh, March. Why?
This is where we separate the men from the boys. Oh, no, he reconnects.
That's scary. Don't worry. Just stop kicking the cord out of the wall. Come on, man. Hopefully this doesn't happen too much more. It's always, I think, frustrating as a player. You're getting in a groove, you're feeling like things are good, and then like the game pauses and it just like throws your whole body out of whack.
I'm with him. Although I'm never an aggressive F9 unpauser in pubs. That's not me.
No?
Nah, because generally, like, if I'm playing Dota, it's never time sensitive.
Right.
I have like allocated a massive amount of time if I'm ever about to play Dota.
Is it winning MMR sensitive?
Oh, that's true. That's why I play unranked. Nothing's on the line.
I gotcha.
Whereas KP's life is on the line right now.
Dude, he is out of here. And it looks like Dream is still actually going to pop the ultimate here. They're still chasing. I mean, he's missing CS underneath his tower. He's going for this kill at a KP.
This is vintage KP. If it was old Madden now, he would be getting ready to deny himself with the soul ring.
Oh, man. Look at how much creeps he missed underneath the tower here.
I know. He's just going to go back to base, regen his mana, and then TP the lane. I respect it.
Roar. Caught him out underneath the tower. Gabby taking a lot of damage. Makoto is here as well. It triggered. Oh, man. It was happening as he was stacking up these camps, too. He manages to DC wall stacking Ancients and Hard Camp.
What a player. And he'll run back to the fountain if they unpause, and it'll be a successful stack.
Sorry. It's okay. That's nice. Give him the face.
Ooh.
Was that what that is?
I think it's been co-opted by the Uwu community.
What is the Uwu community? I'm not aware.
I think it originally started out as like a furry thing.
Oh, okay.
It's like a term of endearment or like. Wow.
KP.
Is KP listening to the stream?
Oh, that was hilarious.
That was eerie.
All right. Be right back.
I'm in his mind.
Yeah, we should probably not continue that train of thought, though. If we're going to be real about it. Come on now, March. So he's saying he's going to turn off the VPN.
The VPN, okay.
Oh, there you go. All the smiles.
KP with the guilt trip. That's when Dougie comes in and be like, illegal.
Yeah.
No sportsmanship allowed in my tournament.
Pains, resume it. We'll see what the pause time. I don't actually know what the pause time rules on this are.
It was 6 minutes is what we saw earlier.
Okay.
They have 6 minutes left.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. But yeah, let's see. 1,000 gold lead. There's a lot of things.
Wikio.
What is that?
I don't know. I'm guessing it's some maybe like Tagalog phrase, perhaps. Or,
I thought you were saying like
spamming.
We cool.
Well, I mean, I don't know what it is. WKEO. Is that anything Google Translate? No, it's not. It might be Swahili though. So
that's what
I think he knows Swahili.
Up. Possibly.
Yeah, Kescute's speaking of Swahili. Okay, will he get the stack off?
All right, he got the stack off. Oh, what a G! He doesn't even miss.
What a play! Oh, he didn't get the hard camp, but he did get the ancient.
Yeah, so that's gonna naturally like it wears off, right? He had to charge it up for a second.
You're right.
Yeah.
By the way, Gabby did die as expected when a level 8 Ember Spirit shows up. Didn't have to use any remnants though, so they may be able to do a little bit more. But he's gonna TP mid, maybe go on March. They have Vision of March. They do not have vision in March.
Armel is taking the stack, but he's underneath some vision, and there's a certain person, Mr. Dreamocell, just hanging out nearby, soaking up some XP. As you're wont to do, and maybe gonna try and go for the jump onto Armel. Rooted, caught, and gonna be killed.
Nope.
Kezcute finishes it off, and they're gonna take down these ancients, pick up some items.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that's the biggest disadvantage now, because ancients give the higher roll chance for neutrals, and so they cleaned out their entire neutrals. Meanwhile, Dire team, I think they have 2. Oh, never mind, they got all 4. Okay, so it's not as big of a deal.
FBZ
But
finishes
Shaker
off
also
here.
does. And I mean, they did obviously lose all the big ancient creeps, so that definitely hurts for a Templar assassin.
Yeah, this is I mean, not just the TA2, it's like Gabby also. You know, Gabby would have loved to get those stacks as well, and doesn't manage to get them now, so big win for Boom. They're looking super solid right here.
Nice. Sleight of fist for that every time.
I didn't see what he did.
You got the siege creep,
Oh,
and
cool.
that's always hype.
Nice. All right, 11 minutes in now. Tim's gonna try and stack up some camps here.
Your chat really loved this Wukio thing that Kezcute typed.
Yeah, they're digging it right
I don't
now.
know if it actually means it. Yeah, they're spamming it right now. I don't know if it actually means anything or if everyone just likes how it sounds.
We're gonna get a second wave of it in 5 minutes.
We are. That's true, actually. It's a feedback loop. Whenever I see it again in 5 minutes, I'll mention it again as KP. I'm seeing him die again.
Yeah, they're just waiting on it and going to be able to find that leash afterwards, get themselves some more of that permanent agi. Yummy, yummy. Super easy.
Dude, this Bristleback is so mad at how much the Slark is getting fed, because that's the only thing he needs to be concerned about. The Beastmaster Roar, the Ember Spirit, like, Gabby already has the hood completed. None of those heroes are really a problem for him. He's gonna get roared, and this is gonna... Okay, never mind, Slark showed up. GG.
Yeah, that's tough. And they pull him back in. Oh, the fear afterwards onto Bristleback. Dreamocell on a killing spree. He's going
Look
to
into
Fusel
my
Blade,
eyes.
but this is one of those times you can just go Shadow Blade into Silver Edge, maybe? Ugh.
Oh, yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. I think he's just gonna go to the Diffusal just out of habit.
Right.
But I would have been totally okay with the early Silver Edge.
Yeah. And I mean, they definitely can go back for it afterwards if they want.
Oh
to
yeah,
also.
I would not be surprised if they did, because he doesn't really need a BKB this game. I actually don't even see like Scotty be built that early these days on Slark, especially now that Orb of Venom doesn't build into it. So yeah, I'd be down with the full-on Silver Edge. The status, or it doesn't give status resistance, but the only other thing is that status resistance. Maybe a Sanjin Yasha would be a little bit more valuable for him, but again, like, he's not going to get disabled that much.
Root onto 2, trying to hold on to this bottom tower for the moment. TNC spot out hide, so it looks like they're going to be able to likely find. Oh, snowball the creeps, nice play, and the deny, possibly hide. Not going to happen. KP puts the kibosh onto that. It was a nice thought though.
I mean, he's making space. They're pushing this tier 2 tower up top uncontested. And doesn't look like... Well, Shaker's TPing now, but he's doesn't have a blink. He's a long ways away from anything.
Yeah, and like, you hypothetically have a lot of team fight from TNC, right? But Coddle just now getting level 6. That makes things a little bit better. It's just, it all feels a little bit clunky. Armel went for this Deso build, which is more oriented towards farming, maybe trying to sneak a Roche or something. It means that he's not going to be able to get that instant follow-up on top of things.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Well,
And now
Radiant's
FBZ
bottom tower is under
is,
attack.
got his medallion completed. It should come in on the courier fairly soon, and so even I see this as more like almost a defensive-oriented medallion. Now he can go face first into the Bristleback after roaring, and he doesn't need to retreat. He can just tank it with all the armor, or put it onto the Lich, and so that the Lich can get the Sinister Gaze and make the Bristleback turn around. I'm a big fan of the medallion pickup and just keeping the pressure going.
oh, moving in. They're getting that armor onto the Slark. Make sure that he can stand there. Tim's, Armel, March, all sitting around mid, but they get
Oh
the
my
tier
God,
1
March
tower.
Takes so much damage from
Dude, Makoto thought about it. He definitely thought about it. And, well, he just remnants away, decides that he could fight if he wants to. FBZ thought about the roar, doesn't opt to pop it right there. KP gonna get some stacks built up on him if he's not careful. And we didn't
They
really.
need to chill. If they lose a fight, then they're going to lose Roche, and then that snowballs very, very quickly.
Mm,
So don't commit to a fight if the enemy team can take Roche very quickly.
Radiant's bottom tower is
and
under
they definitely
attack.
can. Let's see. Gabby has the pipe done now, is going back for the Heaven's Halberd. He does spot out, or Hyde rather, will spot him out in a second, along with Makoto.
Sees the shaker. This is an easy shaker distraction.
I mean, that should just be another kill, though, right?
Yeah, that's a kill. Give him the Agi.
Thinking about it.
Oh, okay.
March shows up. They got a lot of heroes, all 5 of TNC, but they need to be careful about not overextending. Roar is available. KP's nearby, though, with the Aphotic Shield. So that is not going to turn into a kill. So they back out. I mean, it's a nice answer having that ABBA there.
Yeah, for sure.
What's our Mel got coming out to him? Is that the Blink Dagger done? Okay. So he's a little bit more maneuverable now. Can jump in after the fight if they need to. Makoto.
Yeah, if you can manage to blow up the Lich. Oh, they see a fissure. As Cute knows it's
have eyes down
someone's
bottom.
farming.
Roar onto this Bristleback. Tons of damage while it's simultaneously going to be a kill onto Tim's trying to take down Gabby. Is it going to be enough? Almost just about. Snowball through.
Turned
Gets
around.
the finish.
Whoa.
And now March also going to fall likely as Armel trying to escape now. FBZ chase down, running, rooted, in some trouble. They need to break that Blink Dagger. They have it back up in a second.
The rest of the team is converging on them. They smoked up. Dreamcell is now back into the fight. He gets the Diffusal Blade onto Armel.
Chasing.
But he gets perched off.
Looking for the follow. Snowballs there. Cute out of nowhere.
What a flank.
Just completely catches them off guard and holds them in place. And now KP gonna pop the ulti. Fissure to try and stop this pain train that's coming from Boom as they run one by one and kill them all off. Dreamcell getting the double. Who needs a tier 1 tower?
I thought for sure that them going for the roar on the Bristleback down bot would have ended much worse, because I was watching the Lich and the Slark kill off the Shaker, and I was like, okay, well, if Slark is up here, then there's no way they could be able to kill off a Bristleback who has that many heroes behind him. And then they kill him. Gabby kind of turned around, which I wonder what that was about. I feel like he could have gotten away underneath the Will-O-Wisp if he ran away, but yeah, he turned around. He was very low HP. He couldn't enter the fight again anyway, but he goes down, and it's a full team wipe. And Shaker dies twice, so Tim's is definitely going to have a much slower game than he was hoping for. And again, he's the only he can't even go to his own tier 2 tower.
That's crazy. So it's just in between. Yeah, I think what you're talking about there with the Lich and the Slark killing up top here, that was like, oh, they're over here. You know, you can take that fight down bottom.
Yeah.
But then it was, you know, the Lich and the Slark connecting. And at that point, it was just too late. 4,000 gold lead right now for Boom. They have looked so good. And now you got Vampire Fangs on this Slark. So extra night vision on top of what he already had.
Yeah.
Chains. Finding Tim's. He's left all alone. Nobody's there to help him. Well, maybe for a second, possibly. Chase forward, get the Aphotic Shield, trying to keep him alive. They get the Echo out. It doesn't do nearly enough. Makoto trying to run the Roar is connecting onto March. Now they've got that Frost Shield onto Dreamcell, turning towards KP, draining the mana. And now they decide that, well, maybe we could get onto Gabby. Maybe a bit too far there. But TNC do not want to run up to high ground, so it will be Boom.
He still has 3 Spirit Vessel charges also. They're picking up all these kills, and Bristleback did pick up Vampire Fangs, and that's like basically the best neutral item you could hope for as a Bristleback. But if you have to deal with the Spirit Vessel, and if KP is not around to purge it off of you, then this Bristleback just becomes that much squishier.
Yeah. And now we're getting to the 20-minute mark. Right now, you don't hold an outpost on TNC. It feels pretty tough to make that move. They're going to get Roshan on Boom. And will be a halberd done finally for Gabby? I'm not sure if it's coming online quickly enough. They feel like they're playing from behind with a lineup that really doesn't want to.
Yeah, Bristleback specifically. Because, like, now Templar Assassin becomes the primary focus, because Bristleback's not scary. They don't need to deal with the Bristleback. Armel's really the only damage dealer right now. And that is not where Templar Assassin wants to be. Templar Assassin wants to be like a secondary initiator, secondary damage source, not the primary one. And Dreamcell is just man moding in the mid lane.
He's just playing with him. He's got Aegis. He's super happy right now. Makoto did get spotted underneath the Sentry Ward while he's in this invis, so it was the sort of runaway that happened from the TA as well as the Earthshaker, but now they get the Blinding Light pushback. It's just they're trying to do anything they possibly can to stop this push that's going to be coming from Boom, and it doesn't even feel like it's like a super fast push. It's just like a slow, steady, we're taking over your entire map if possible. And likewise, TNC are going to back out the other direction. Looks like Tim's will be able to secure one of these outposts at least.
Yeah, gets it onto the smoke, and probably gonna get 2 bounty runes as well. How greedy is he? Oh, he's greedy. He scans it. He blows the scan just for a bounty rune. I respect it.
I like it. Makoto shows up, like, oh no!
Oh, he reads it.
He's like, there's no ways anywhere else.
Dodges it.
That was sick.
Hell yeah. That was sick.
The slow burn down. All right, he punishes him with the greed.
Yeah,
I mean, I still think that's worth it, though.
Yeah, it is worth it. Unless, well, actually, yeah, since Roche is down, then it's not even useful in theory of maybe potentially finding out in reference to the scan. So yeah, totally worth.
They did. They're still like 800 gold away from. Oh God, Gabby, the shards. No, dude, you save those shards for right there. That's the easiest kill in the world. Probably not. It's not the easiest kill in the world. It's still a really hard kill. But Dreamocell gonna try and build up some stacks here. The Agi doesn't need to be careful. There's a lot of damage out super quick. Top lane, find Armel. He's invis, but is it going to be for long enough? Kezcute's there. Come on over here. Let me tell you something. As they kill off that TA. And Dreamocell can still play this far forward.
Yeah, he's gonna solo kill March.
Damn. Gets the finish, and that's a Silver Edge done for Dreamocell.
Yeah, now Gabby's screwed because you can't purge that off with Aphotic Shield. That break is going to stay on you no matter what.
Try and turn up to here. They know that KP knows that Boom is in the area. But Makoto up front and center, and they're just not afraid of anything that TNC are really doing right now. They know they can always get out if they need to, and well, Dreamocell has the Silver Edge being delivered. Gabby is about to get into a world of hurt.
I think it was spotted, though. I think this Observer Ward saw him pick it up.
Okay.
But...
well, they definitely see it now.
He's attacking the tower anyway, so yeah.
He decides to go back for the Pupil's Gift. This is one of the best items on these Agi carries. So nice.
Yeah, especially in a team fight situation like this where he really just needs that little bit more HP to outlast the Bristleback.
Right.
And if he can withstand like another 2 more Quill Sprays, that allows him to get like so much more done in the fight.
So 9,000 gold lead. This Roche, or rather Aegis, going to be expiring in about a minute. We'll see if they decide to finish taking off. Oh, they might just jump on Gabby here. We'll see. He's showing mid.
Okay,
yeah, they jump on him.
Before he can pop it.
Oh
my god.
He popped it right at that last second, right? No, he didn't pop it at all.
Yeah, I think he was like about to cast Mistcoil or something.
Oh, and another break. The chase forward. They get the pull back in for a moment with the sleep, but the Walrus Punch is there. They take down the Will-O-Wisp. And now Gabby gets the shards off one last time. Do you get the Halberd off? Dreamocell thinking about going round 2.
Silver Edge up again.
Yeah,
this Arcane Rune is doing so much work. Yeah, you can kill him now.
Jump in, Dark Pact out. Gabby in trouble. Does he manage to escape? Makoto jumps in. One last punch for the kill. Godlike Dreamocell. Likewise for Makoto, who is just continuing to wreak havoc. 21-4. Ugh. Is dirty.
Rough game. Boomer playing very, very well, though.
Boomer looking amazing. I mean, again, we talked about it in like that last series, but the tenacity to be able to hold on for that comeback and get Makoto off to a amazing game last time, and then likewise here, just playing calm and easy and in the lead the entire time. Boom, making it happen.
One more outer tower remains, and not really going to be much chance for a defense. The Halberd's completed for Bristleback, so that does help somewhat, and especially if they can get the disarm off on Slark, that's another thing that can't get purged off, so Dark Pack isn't going to be able to help with that, but Still, you need someone else. It can't just be one hero tanking everything.
Shards
Another break.
broken, chasing. It's gonna wear off now. Do they have any extra follow-up here? Gabby is living through this, still at very tanky HP. He's going to start to do some good damage on the Hyde as Armel chases down. Now the Chain Frost, though, back and forth. It's just those two. There's nowhere else for it to bounce. They popped the BKB from Armel, but poor old Bristleback didn't have anything.
Seconds.
Oh, no. And Makoto now runs in. He's going to get the secondary kill here onto March, most likely, or Dreamocell is going to be the one to run him down, as it's a double for the Slark. 11-0-4. This is a terrifying fishy.
All right, so if today has been any trend, then Boom should be throwing the game in about 30 seconds from now.
True enough.
I can't wait to see how it happens, but I could never predict it earlier, so I won't even attempt to now.
Well, they run in. They're just going to beat away at this tower. BZ probably just going to give the Solar Crest on over to the Slark. Playing it safe again.
Yeah, well, only half the team is here. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure they would have just gone for the high ground push.
I mean, it's still like a testament to this Boom ID team, the sort of veteran mentality of not overextending, not giving up a big lead here. Although, as I say that, we might see somebody end up dying. But if it's Kezcute that breaks the smoke, you're more than happy with this. Smoke
the
broken.
Ghost Hunter also, so he can't even easily... Yeah, he's just going to wait until TA blinks in. And now he's buying so much time.
Oh. Are they going to go and fight this? Dude, Boom, y'all are crazy. I was just talking about how calm and collected you are. You're about to throw this game away. Run away. Get out of here. Armel's thinking about chasing Dreamocell. Wanted to go back in, but they're not going to do it.
Yeah, TA with a freshly completed BKB, I don't think that's worth trying to push the limit.
We'll see. TNC still have a lot left in the tank if they want to try and, take these fights consistently as 5. They're going to ping out this tower and try and take it down. I mean, they've never had a chance to really play their style yet. And put Gabby up front, let him be tanky and strong through all of it. See if they can do it now. Trying to retreat and see if they can get out of here without getting killed off.
KB's positioning has been fantastic. He's making it so irritating for Boom. There's no easy roar opening because KB's just always dancing around the fight. Either you can't roar him because he'll borrow time it off. You can't roar any of his allies because he fought a shield. You can, however, break this Bristleback, but you will get disarmed right afterwards.
On the backlines, Makoto able to find March, takes him down. BKB has already been popped for Makoto. Roar on the other side for Gabby. They're just leaving him alone for the moment while they decide to turn and fight KP down here on the south side. Diffusal Blade has been popped.
Stacks.
All of the mana is gone from this poor old ABBA. Do they have any extra way to chase him down here? Looks like they're going to be able to get that Silver Edge hit, likely. Well, clumsy net. Chase, punch. Didn't get the break, but will be able to eventually find that kill. Meanwhile, Armel picks up one on Kezcute, so they get something for their trouble. It's not great, but it's something.
Yeah, and now Roche is up. TA knows because the trap is there. But I don't think she can take it. But oh man, it would be so sick if Armel tries to ninja it.
It was a really fast spawn.
Yep, very fast spawn, that's true. I don't really think that Boom are gonna check it quite yet. Although, I guess if there's a Hawk, then TA could never really feel confident taking it. There isn't a Hawk, but it doesn't matter.
So they see it, they're like, oh wow, it's up. All right, let's go. Get on in there, take it, or not.
Yeah, smoke up on TNC. They want to challenge it.
I think if you're TNC, you just run in and try and take it right now. Like, what's the worst that could happen? You're going to lose the game if you don't get it anyways.
Yeah, and they have better team fight. They have the Will-O-Wisp, and that's amazing in these situations.
Oh no, March, not again! Oh, no. March, please!
Okay, now you can no longer challenge this Roche.
Oh, alright, Aphotic Shield, trying to keep him alive.
Force me, someone build a 4-step right now!
Oh god, the jump away, it's not going to happen. KP is under fire as well. They're able to blink out with the TA. Armel gonna get punched, Walrus punch, TP broken, Dust is out. Dreamocell's got Armel in his sights. Triple kill for Dreamocell, who is just not stopping. The pain train continues as they get another one. 4 dead, and I mean, poor old Tim's just got nowhere left to go. He's like, guys, I got my blink dagger, it's okay. 29-6 is a shellacking.
Middle tower is under
15-0-5 on Dream of Cell.
Yeah, he's had an amazing Slark game. You know, and some of that is like him good laning, some of it is his team setting him up for success, but whatever the case is, Boom Esports, excuse me, came to play, and they made it look easy. Super duper solid.
And yet again, I am left scratching my head how TNC consistently seem to be underperforming against opponents who should be, I mean, decidedly not easy, but like if you look at TNC's player roster, you would think that they're, you know, just dominating Southeast Asia.
Oh man, Dreamocell jumps in, is going to get Blinding Light pushback, but there's going to be the Dark Pact immediately off. We get slept for the moment, but like this Slark has just had such an unbelievably free game. And he does just get the pounce away. 2 lanes of racks taken. Yeah, I agree with you. I think some of it is like, for a long time, people have been talking about Southeast Asia as this region that's an amazingly talented roster full of players, but doesn't really have that experience. And the fact of the matter is, Boom has been getting that experience at these minors, at these events, and now they're starting to expand their repertoire, and it's showing. C is not an easy region anymore. It's one of the toughest regions.
Okay, so I actually don't have an answer to this question.
Okay.
But as well, actually, we'll save it for post game. It's nice blink.
Taking it, trying to get the kill, and there's the ulti from Dreamocell, who turns to fight. They jump forward, find March yet again. The poor old man is 0-8, and now it's GG as Boom finish it off 2-0. Pretty.
Very pretty. Very solid performance. Still game 1, I don't think they necessarily should have won, but it was, as you said, mental fortitude that allowed them to persevere, and here they were able to keep that momentum. It's possible that maybe March was having some connection issues as well, so yeah. I imagine that that's also quite frustrating for TNC to deal with. Had a stand-in for one of the games, but yet again, TNC kind of underperforming, and now I can kind of put a little bit more stock now. Whenever I look at CR's result, I'm like, man, CR must not really be that great, because if they lost to this TNC team 2-0, then I don't know, I'm kind of discouraged looking forward, but
yeah,
we'll have to see them in person before I can make any judgment calls.
I think that TNC looked a lot better yesterday. I'll say that.
Against CR.
Yeah. So when they played then, it was Febby standing in for Tim's. And that's a role that's not as integral for March. And it felt like March had better connection then maybe or something. I don't know. But they looked a hell of a lot better yesterday. And maybe that's, again, just a testament to CR or what have you. But yeah, I'm with you where it does make me a little bit worried.
So the question that I was going to bring up, which it's a very open-ended question, but what do you think is the longest lasting Southeast Asian team that has been like really good? Because like you can look at like Europe and say like, oh, Liquid would probably be one of them, or Secret would probably be one of them. You can look at NA and say like, okay, EG is really one of them. SA, you would say probably Beast Coast right now. Before that, it was kind of the same place as SEA. China, probably LGD or Vici Gaming. So what would you consider, out of not even just like recent history, but just historical Dota performance, what do you think is the longest lasting successful Southeast Asia roster?
I think that is a question that's pretty easily answerable, but I don't have the answer off the tip of my tongue. I would say that, like, as far as, because my history as far as like keeping track of that stuff doesn't go super far back, because I haven't been watching Dota all this since forever, you know. But I would say that when I think back, like throughout the past recent years, besides TNC, there really hasn't been like that main group that sticks together continuously. The other one that comes to mind was like Faceless, you know, back whatever that was, like TI 7 or 6 days or something. But besides that, it's mainly just been TNC, at least keeping like this main core of group players. I mean, I say that now you're looking at it, it's pretty much just Tim's that's there from like the original TNC rosters. Everybody else has swapped out. You go back really far and it was like Teehee that was like playing mid for them. Cuckoo, obviously.
Was that like a Raging Potato team also, I think? Or was that something else?
I think it was something else. But yeah, it's I mean, it's one of those rosters that's been around for a long time. Like Maneskis, some of the Maneskis probably, but I would have to go back and look. There probably is an easy way to take a look at it. You could look at a team like
I mean, but just the fact that like nothing jumps out in your mind, like
yes,
VPCIS, is kind of what my point is
right,
that it's very strange to me that a region that is clearly very talented somehow has yet to find that one crystallizing roster that like is the forefront of their region. And
right.
maybe it's just because the region's so competitive, but it also seems that it's very difficult to maintain top tier competitive nature because TNC looked good at the beginning of the season and has not looked great ever since.
I mean, if we're gonna be real about it, you take a look at Boom. They're one of the most consistent teams sticking together for a long period
True,
of time.
for sure.
Uh,
Very reminiscent of like the Alliance roster of
yeah,
2 years ago. Now the Liquid roster. It's a team that was not necessarily making waves, but they still stuck together.
them, Boom Esports. So since like 2017, it's kind of been the same ish type of rosters, if I'm not mistaken, with a couple of changes here and there. Right, like you have In Your Dream that was playing with them. They had who else was there? I think there was like uh, Saint De Lucas or something like that. I can't remember all of them, but that's one of the rosters. And then the other one is like Adroit. That's maybe one of the more recent up and coming sticking together rosters.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, see, it feels like there's a difference in terms of how teams are building themselves nowadays.
Yeah.
Well, we have got another series, Mr. Tsunami. One more.
It's the banner series. These were just the openers.
Mm, this
This
one's
is
gonna be
top
yummy.
tier now. It's not necessarily tier. Wait, no, it is tier. No, it's Geek Fam.
Yeah, Geek
Never
Fam.
mind.
Leading into that one, it's going to be Fnatic versus Geek Fam. I'm super stoked for this one. Geek Fam obviously had that one game 2 against T1 that looked like really in the bag for them, and then it all went to hell, and then they're able to close it out in game number 3. But yeah, Fnatic versus Geek Fam coming right around the corner. So everybody out there, if you need to take a second, grab yourself a bite to eat. We'll see you guys in a few for our final series, starting as soon as those teams are ready.